6,000 firefighters, $10 million a day, one person in charge. That person started at $17 an hour carrying a 6-pound axe through poison oak. They dug fireline for 16 hours a day and slept in the dirt for 14 straight nights. This is not a summer job. This is the most dangerous career ladder in America. Every rank, every dollar, every scar. Level 1. The Seasonal Firefighter. You are 22 years old. You have applied to 14 hotshot crews on USA Jobs. 500 applicants, 5 open spots. You cold called the superintendent in January. GW3. $17.88 an hour. Seasonal. No benefits until October. Before you touch a fire, you sit in a classroom for 32 hours learning fire behavior. S130, S190, L180, ICS100. You memorize the 10 standard fire orders. Then comes the pack test. 3 miles, 45 pounds, 45 minutes. You pass. You get your red card. FFT2, Firefighter Type 2. But hotshot crews want more. 1.5 miles in 10 minutes 30. 60-pound pack for 90 minutes. Most hotshot rookies already have 3 to 5 seasons on engine crews before they even get a shot. Day 1 on a hotshot crew. 20 people. 2 buggies. 1 superintendent who does not smile. You are the lowest. You carry the heaviest loads. You dig the longest sections of line. Your alarm goes off at 05:30 in the dark. You line out in tool order. Single file. Breakfast is biscuits and gravy from a semi-truck kitchen, if you are lucky enough to be in base camp. Most days you spike out. No showers, no cots, just dirt and a tarp for 14 nights. The Pulaski is your primary weapon, a combination axe and grub hoe invented after the Great Fire of 1910. You fight fire with dirt and hand tools. Water is scarce in the backcountry. Sawyers cut the front of the line. Their swamper clears debris behind them. Hurry up and wait. You hike 3 hours to staging. Sit 6 hours for orders. Then work until midnight. 4,000 calories burned per day. You show up in shape and spend the summer wasting away. Your first real fire. The heat hits you from 200 yards. The roar sounds like a freight train. Your season ends in October. You collect unemployment and work ski patrol until May. Total comp in a busy season, $40,000 to $55,000, then silence until spring. You come back. Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. Each one closer to the line. By Season 5, something shifts. The superintendent knows your name. You are ready for Level 2. The crew buggy is a 12-passenger carrier that smells like diesel and stale sweat. You lose 15 pounds in the first month. Your boots disintegrate by August. Mop-up is the worst. Turning over every smoldering log with bare hands feeling for heat. The adrenaline to tedium ratio is brutal. Take 5, expect 2, get 1. You are paid portal to portal now, but only after 2025 reform. Before that, unpaid travel ate your life. Level 2. The Senior Firefighter. GW5. $21.46 an hour. You finally have year-round health insurance. FFT1 qualified. You completed your task book and proved you can lead under pressure. You run a saw now. The most coveted position on the crew. 3 chainsaws per crew. Still MS 461 with a 25-inch bar. Crews name their saws. Your swamper clears debris behind you. You set the pace for the entire crew. $55,000 to $75,000 a year with overtime. Better, but you are still seasonal. You learn drip torch operations. A gallon of 3070 gas diesel mix and a lit wick. Burnout removes fuel between your line and the fire. Backfire is more aggressive, requires OSC approval. You are setting fire to fight fire? One mistake, and your entire crew is trapped. You mentor the GW3 rookies now. You remember what it felt like. 3 more seasons, and you are eligible for squad boss. The next level is leadership. Permanent seasonal means health insurance year-round. That alone changes everything. The WFAP apprenticeship program provides a 2 to 3 year structured pathway into this tier. Your chainsaw weighs 16 pounds. You carry it for 8 miles through terrain that would break a hiker. At night, the fireline glows orange for miles. You can see the perimeter from space. Smoke inhalation is cumulative. After 10 seasons, your lungs never fully recover. The crew travels together for months. You eat, sleep, and work as a single unit. You start understanding fire, reading wind shifts in the smoke column, watching the brush for torching potential. Level 3. The Squad Boss, GW6, 48,000 base. You are responsible for 7 lives now. Your squad. 6 to 8 firefighters. You drive the buggy. You set the pace on the line. You are the quality control at the back of the line. Every inch scraped to mineral soil. ICT-5 qualified. You can independently command a small fire. That is real authority. 65 to 90,000 a year. Permanent seasonal. Real federal career ladder visible above you. This is where the firing operations skill starts to matter. You swing the drip torch yourself now. You are another force of nature. The LCES protocol lives in your head now. Lookouts, communications, escape routes, safety zones. Yarnell Hill changed how every squad boss thinks about safety zones. 19 Granite Mountain hotshots deployed fire shelters in a box canyon. The fire was 70 feet long. All 19 died. It was the largest firefighter loss since September 11th. You carry a fire shelter on every shift now. 4.3 pounds. Your absolute last resort. Between 2004 and 2022, shelters were deployed 203 times. 61 lives saved. The mid-level years are where most people break, or where the fire gets into your blood. 13% of Wildland firefighters screen positive for PTSD. 20% report suicidal thoughts. More firefighters die by suicide each year than in the line of duty. The culture says do not talk about it, you stay anyway. Because the crew is the only place you feel understood. The captain slot opens. You apply. Level 4 is leadership with no safety net. S290, intermediate fire behavior. You learn to predict where fire will go before it goes there. Your squad hazes you. That is how they test if you belong. You haze the next one the same way. You drive the crew buggy now. 12 passengers and their lives on mountain roads at 4 a.m. The fire shelter drill happens every year. 25 seconds to deploy, or you fail the exercise. Annual RT 130 refresher. Fire behavior review. Entrapment avoidance. Every year for 20 years. Level 4. The Captain. GW8. 57,000 base. You are the superintendent's right hand. Permanent full-time. Year-round. Off-season means prescribed fire and hiring paperwork. ICT-4. Qualified. You can run the crew independently. You read fire behavior in real time. Direct attack or indirect. You choose the tactic that determines whether 20 people go home. 75 to 95,000 a year. You are in the room where decisions are made. South Canyon. 1994. 14 dead on Storm King Mountain. 9 of them Prineville hotshots. That disaster created LCES. Lookouts. Communications. Escape routes. Safety zones. Written in blood. You coordinate with aircraft now. Air tankers. Helicopters. Lead planes calling in retardant drops. The superintendent goes down with heat exhaustion. You take command. 20 people look at you. You run the crew for 11 days. Nobody gets hurt. The superintendent says 2 words. Good job. The superintendent job opens next year. You have waited 12 years for this. Prescribed fire season is November through March. You burn on purpose to prevent catastrophe. You write the crew's incident action plan now. Objectives, tactics, safety messages, medical plan, night operations. The fire does not sleep, and neither do you. The wildland-urban interface is where it gets political. Homeowners screaming. Cameras rolling. Structure protection is not what you signed up for. But houses burn and people need to leave. Level 5. The Superintendent. GW9. 61,000 base. 80,000 at Step 10. The hardest GW9 job in federal service. 113 hotshot crews in the country. Fewer than 115 superintendent positions exist. USFS runs 68 crews. BLM 13. BIA 7. The rest are NPS and state. You command 20 people on the most dangerous assignments in the country. 4-year renewable terms. 85 to 130,000 total comp in a busy fire year. You earn every dollar. The 2025 gigawatts pay reform finally passed. 42% base increase at entry level. For decades, you were classified as forestry technician. Same job series as someone who counts trees. The USFS reports a 39% vacancy rate. 1 in 5 permanent positions sits empty. You maintain the crew's identity, its fitness standards, its culture. You carry the weight when someone gets hurt. You make the call on fire shelter deployment. That decision haunts every superintendent who has ever made it. Your off-season is prescribed burns and hiring. Reviewing 300 applications for 8 spots. After 12 to 20 years in fire, you finally have the white hard hat. And you cannot sleep. Your relationship is fraying. Your butt belongs to fire for 6 months of the year. Some superintendents move up. Division Supervisor. Operations Section Chief. Incident Commander. The rest stay on the crew until their body gives out. The average career is shorter than you think. You are responsible for crew physical training. 5 a.m. runs in the mountains. Nobody complains. Dalton. Redmond. Zigzag. Lolo. Sawtooth. Smoky Bear. You know every crew name in the system. Crew culture is everything. You built it, you protect it, you pass it on. You have seen friends carried off the mountain. You write their names in your notebook. The 10 standard fire orders start with weather. They end with fight fire aggressively, having provided for safety first. 18 watch-out situations. You can recite them in your sleep. Building fireline downhill with fire below. Level 6. The Division Supervisor. GW11. You manage an entire geographic sector of a large fire. Multiple crews. Multiple engines. S-339 qualified. You brief the Operations Section Chief every morning on your division's progress. Below you are 3 hotshot crews. 5 engines, 2 dozers, and a helicopter. You coordinate all of it. When the wind shifts at 2 a.m., your phone rings. You make decisions with incomplete information. Many superintendents transition here. Others become district fire management officers. Year-round GS-11. The pay finally catches up. GS-12 with overtime puts you above 100,000. But the fires are getting bigger. 7 million acres a year. 4.8 billion in suppression costs. And the seasons are getting longer. Fire year is now 12 months in parts of California. You are 15 years in. The Operations Section Chief track is next. If you want it, you manage dozer operations now. A D6 cat cutting fire line at 3 miles per hour through timber. Air operations coordination. You talk to the Air Attack Supervisor, orbiting at 3,000 feet. Infrared mapping flights come back at midnight. The real fire perimeter is always bigger than you thought. Level 7. The Operations Section Chief. GS-13. You run all operations on the entire incident. Every branch, every division, every resource. 2,000 firefighters answer to your operational plan every morning. ICS 400 and S 420 complete. 20 years of accumulated fire knowledge compressed into split-second calls. The Dixie Fire. 2021. 963,000 acres. $637 million. A single operational mistake at this level can cost millions of dollars and human lives. You deploy with a 35-person incident management team. Most are militia, regular employees who drop their day jobs when called. The path to incident commander narrows to a needle. Fewer than 60 people in the country hold that qualification. Level 8. The incident commander. Type 1. The apex. 6,000 personnel. $10 million a day. One person accountable. Only 16 to 18. Type 1 teams exist nationally. Each deploys one incident commander. 20 to 30 years to reach this level. You started at $17 an hour. You brief the forest supervisor and the regional forester. You face the press. You face the families. Less than 2% of fires account for over 99% of acres burned. Those are your fires. You are managing a small city that assembles in 48 hours and disappears in 72. The planning section builds tomorrow's plan. You build tomorrow's tactics. One feeds the other. Weather briefing at 0600. Red flag warning. Relative humidity dropping to 8% by noon. Logistics feeds 6,000 people 3 meals a day. You coordinate with them to keep your people fueled. Here is what nobody tells you about reaching the top. The incident commander who manages 6,000 people goes home to an empty house in November. Tim Hart was a smoke jumper for 15 years. He fought fire on every continent except Antarctica. In 2021, Tim died by suicide. They named the Pay Reform Act after him. The firefighter who saved 10,000 acres missed his daughter's first steps. The one who ran a saw for 12 seasons cannot grip a coffee mug anymore. The superintendent who carried 19 names in his head still wakes up at 3 a.m. 57% reported binge drinking. The culture says embrace the suck. But somewhere right now a 22-year-old is cold calling a superintendent about next season. They will carry the Pulaski. They will learn the 10 fire orders. They will sleep in the dirt. And if the fire gets into their blood, they will spend 20 years learning that the suck is the point. Every rank, every dollar, every scar, every name on the wall. Robert Caldwell was 23. He said he would rather die in boots than live in a suit. The new GW pay scale counts toward retirement now. The old supplement did not, but the vacancy rate is 39%. The workforce is bleeding out faster than they can recruit. What keeps them coming back? The camaraderie. The purpose. The only place they feel understood.